Hey everyone, so we are up in Chaplow after that little road trip. So, what we're gonna do now is go through my first aid kit. I haven't really seen a lot of these, but we're gonna kind of go through both a review and a what I've done. So, as we all know, we should all carry a first aid kit everywhere. We should all have at least a basic knowledge of how to bind different wounds and what we need to do. So what I've got here is the Adventure Medical Kits. Be safe, it's for 1 to 2 people. It was the First Aid 1.0 Medical Supplies and Survival Tools. I think I got it at Walmart or Canadian Tire, one of the two. And it was a pretty good kit, but it was missing some things, so I added a few in. So the first thing I've got in here is a pair of gloves. That's what it came with. 1 pair of nitrile gloves in this bag. I figured that's not nearly enough, and I could add more, so I added a couple of extra pairs. Again, the gloves really aren't to protect the person being worked on as much as they protect the one who's doing the working. So, this came with 1 set of gloves, so I added an extra pair. I should note that I also bought a second kit after using half of this one, so I kind of divided the best of both into a super kit and then a leftover kit. This is the kit that comes with me. So this is an emergency blanket. It came with the kit. I think we all pretty much know what that is. It's basically a big piece of foil you can put over yourself, retain some heat. It came with... Nope, it did not come with Afterbite. This I picked up myself. Where I like to go, there's always a lot of mosquitoes, so I packed extra Afterbite in my emergency kit. This guy, a tube I had from other purposes that I repurposed. I filled with aspirin, are the whites. Or, sorry, the Life brand aspirin are the whites. The reds are Tylenols. The reason I have both, and that's really the main reason for the video, in certain situations you want to use different ones. Now, I learned a while ago that if, for example, you're hungover, you do not want to take Tylenol. The ibuprofen reacts with the alcohol and it poisons your liver. So you do not want to take Tylenol if your headache is from a hangover. So I always carried ASA, or acetylsalicylic acid, figuring that was better. Now, a while ago, I sliced open my fingers while I was ice fishing. And I called some paramedics. It was a little bit beyond what I had available at the time, hence upgrading the kits. And this one I didn't bring in the extra stuff that I'm seeing. But the paramedic explained that in the case of a slice or a gash, you do not want to take ASA because it's a blood thinner and you will bleed more. So I have a couple of each at alternating whatever, there we go, in a tube that I picked up from someone else. So there was an elastic bandage that came with it, helpful. Now it came with these tweezers. I'm looking to update that, get a slightly better pair, but for now those will do. It came with a whistle, but it wasn't quite as much as I wanted, so I upgraded the whistle to a slightly better one. This kit did not come with a pair of scissors. I was disappointed. But I bought some of these. They fold down. You unfold them like that. Fold them out. And you got some scissors. They're actually sewing scissors, but they do the job. So that's mainly the tools side of it, the general tools of the survival first aid kit. Next, we come to the bandages and wound binding and care. So regular band-aids, I got a bunch. So I should say this kit lives in my truck. Or I should say it comes with me on my adventures with my truck. I have another one that stays with my bag at home. So I got some Polysporin, some Life brand Polysporin equivalent. It came with a bunch of these alcohol wipes, but I divided them between the two kits I have. So those are important to have, is alcohol wipes, distinct from the Afterbite. Green is Afterbite, blue is alcohol wipes. Now it came with gauze, but like I said, I did slice my fingers this winter, so I used a bunch. I bought a new roll, but I didn't quite put it in with this kit yet, so I mean, pretty much that's the most important part of the kit. If you're going to need anything, it's the gauze. Make sure you always have gauze. This is pretty much useless right now, so the whole kit is almost useless aside from a couple of band-aids. And if I forget my whistle, if I want to go for a hike or canoe. So yeah, it's got a couple of sponges. Again, pretty much useless without this. I have this. I left it at home. Bad life choice. Tape, same thing. Used it all on that gash. I bought it to replace it. It's sitting back on my desk. Useless. Then you have a general basic first aid guide, helpful. And then you got some safety pins. So, all in all, it's got pretty much everything you need. It's pretty well rigged out. Like I said, you want to add a couple of little things, like maybe an extra couple set of gloves in case. You'll need to pick up an extra pair of scissors, whatever they are. I like these folding sewing scissors. They're fantastic. It didn't come with any ointment. So, you know, for disinfecting wounds and pre-care, you'll want to get that. The tweezers are pretty good. You know, they work. So, I mean, they're there. I'm probably going to want to upgrade those. And again, I kind of take the first aid kit seriously because I got my finger sliced open, and then even the summer before, last year, I got a fishing lure stuck in my thumb. It was really cartoonish. I was pulling a lure that got stuck out of a chair, and, you know, it ended up getting stuck in my thumb instead. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, I generally take the first aid kit a little bit more seriously, you know, since I had a couple of little minor fishing injuries. So yeah, they got a couple of bandages, the sterile gauze. Here's a bunch of, you can't really make it out on camera, but there is some, you can kind of see it. But they're cutouts of bandages for, I'm guessing, blisters, to put around blisters to make sure they don't get too bad. It came with a couple of extras, but I split it up between the two sets, or the remainder of the two sets. And so yeah, I have it set up so that I have one side is for bandages and treating wounds. On this side, for general wound care. And then, the fastener's in there. And then general tools, tweezers, gloves, thermal blanket, Tylenol and aspirin, whistle, scissors, Afterbite for really bad mosquito bites or no-see-um bites, and a little bit of elastic bandage. That's generally what I carry around. Like I said, I'm gonna have to replenish a couple of little things, but I found generally this gets you by with most stuff in a pinch. I did have to call the ambulance for this slice because at the time it looked a lot worse than it was. It was really deep and I didn't quite have access to all of this kit that I needed, but I went through everything when I went back and changed the bandages. I didn't obviously go through a whole thing of gauze right then and there. It was like I used the gauze pretty much. I changed it over every day for a couple of weeks, probably longer than I needed to, but I really wanted to give it as much chance as possible. I don't think you can see it now. Here what happened was I was out ice fishing. Yeah, see, I've got a couple of these ready for the morning and some water. But I was out ice fishing, and as I was packing on my auger, someone gunned their snow machine outside of my ice hut behind me, and it jumped a little bit, and the auger slipped in my hand and sliced my fingers open. Luckily, it didn't cut deep, but it cut pretty wide across. I was bleeding pretty bad, and I had to run back to shore by myself, call an ambulance. And when I got there bandaged up, I had to run back out and pack up all my gear with one hand, while the other was bleeding out all over, so that was fun. But yeah, that's why I am so gung-ho about good first aid kits. So yeah, so that's the report from the hotel room. That's probably the last post I'm going to make. It's getting about to bedtime. Yeah, you can see right there. And it's about 10 o'clock, and I got a plane to catch in the morning. So yeah, there's the first aid kit that you might want to consider this one. You might want to consider another one, but make sure you have a kit with you. And, that basic stuff, even if you just buy all that basic stuff from Walmart or somewhere, or from Shoppers or from any drugstore, just buy all that stuff, put it into a little baggie. You got most of what you need. The kit didn't come with everything you would want. There were a couple of little things I had to add in, but pretty much this kit right here, I'm happy with it. I'm good. Like I said, I bought another one. So I got 2 of these. I keep them with me. I bought a couple of extra little pieces that I thought were really helpful. And if you're with the company and you're seeing this, it's a great kit. It's amazing. I'd maybe throw in a pair of scissors and an extra pair of gloves in case there's 2 people that want to help you out. But yeah, great job. Love it. See y'all later.